or Wine TCM.
Hi there, Ben Mankiewicz with you. Thanks for watching TCM, where our focus this evening is on movies set in big cities where menace lurks at night. We just had Between Midnight and Dawn, a noir set in Los Angeles. Coming up, 2 straight New York stories from a filmmaker synonymous with the city, which is where he grew up. In a couple of hours, we'll have Martin Scorsese's seminal 1976 neo-noir Taxi Driver. But first, a dark comedy released in 1985 by Warner Brothers, After Hours. Griffin Dunne heads up a high-quality cast that includes one of my favorite actresses of the 80s and 90s, Linda Fiorentino, along with Rosanna Arquette, John Hurd, Terry Garr, Catherine O'Hara, plus Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin. That's right, technically you could call this Martin Scorsese's Cheech and Chong movie. Griffin Dunne, also a producer on the picture, plays an uptown office drone who decides to go out one night looking for excitement in Manhattan. He finds it when he meets Rosanna Arquette in a coffee shop. They wind up downtown in Soho. That's where Arquette is living. That's where things start to go off the rails. The streets downtown may seem quiet and deserted, but Dunne is about to get sucked into a world of artists, punks, and oddballs who populate Soho's bars, diners, clubs, and lofts. After Scorsese's previous feature, The King of Comedy from 1982, flopped at the box office, even though it's fantastic, Scorsese moved to Tribeca, a neighborhood near Soho, to take stock of his life and career. He quickly felt he didn't belong there. He later explained he'd been spoiled by convenience, living the bohemian life of an artist in a neighborhood where it was nearly impossible to buy a carton of milk was something Scorsese no longer desired. This, of course, was long before the area became what it is today, a pricey neighborhood filled with largely unaffordable apartments, high-end stores, and expensive restaurants. In the film, Scorsese takes the approach of an outsider in his hometown and creates what he has often described as an anxiety dream, infusing the film with an amusing sense of dread and uncertainty lurking around every corner. Here it is, from 1985. This is Martin Scorsese's After Hours. After Hours was written by Joseph Minion, a Columbia University film student. Griffin Dunne and his producing partner, Amy Robinson, optioned the script. Their plan, their hope, was to get Martin Scorsese to direct. They did have connections. Dunne had once tried to land a part in Scorsese's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, and Robinson played a bit role in Mean Streets. The script piqued Scorsese's interest, but he was finishing plans to film The Last Temptation of Christ next. The producers then caught the interest of a rising young filmmaker working for Disney who had yet to make a feature, Tim Burton. When Scorsese's plans for Last Temptation fell apart, for a time anyway, he re-entered this picture, and Burton graciously stepped away from After Hours. While the film was far from a box office smash, it did nurture a passionate following during the nascent days of home video. Today, it is viewed as one of Martin Scorsese's most personal and underrated films. And, by the way, director Martin Scorsese is celebrating his birthday today. So, happy birthday, Marty. Thanks for all the help and support you have given to TCM. Coming up, another New York nighttime nightmare from Scorsese. It's a harrowing look at a dangerous place through a damaged mind. Robert De Niro delivers one of his most memorable performances in Taxi Driver. Next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Taxi Driver, then The Incident, and later, Alphabet City. Mind your P's and Q's with TCM Tonight.